All right, everyone. It's Kate here with the Mom Boss Mentor, and today I'm super excited to introduce you to Jackie. So Jackie is a total mom boss. She has a great story of how she has transitioned over to being an entrepreneur, and I can't wait for you to get to know her. So, Jackie, do you want to share where you're from and what you used to do for a living?
Yeah, well, first of all, Kate, I just want to say thanks for having me here. I'm so excited to be chatting with you today. And hello to all the listeners. I live in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, and I spent 13 years in the corporate world in the oil and gas industry. It was quite the roller coaster. I was a systems analyst, so implementing systems, process changes, managing people, all that fun stuff. So yeah, it was a wild ride. Learned a lot, and valuable information, but my time in that world came to an end.
Okay, so let's talk about the time when it came to an end. So, like, what was the catalyst or the breakthrough that transitioned you from a pretty serious job
Yeah.
to even better, more of a job as your own boss?
Yeah, for sure. So when I think back to the corporate world, I can really tell that it was a roller coaster burnout. I was good for a while, I'd burn out, I'd be good for a while, and it was a lot about the nature of my role. Also, the type of person I am, always going over and beyond, work was my life. So I just ended up losing my values. The company was changing. I was, neglecting self-care, you know, what I needed, what my values were. And over time, my values were just not in alignment with what I needed it to be. And the work just kept coming more and more and more until I couldn't take it anymore. So I will always remember a time sitting in my vehicle at the train station in the parking lot because I took the train down to work for 40 minutes trying to convince myself to get on that train and go to work. It was that bad. I was so severely burnt out. And from there, I pushed myself to work. And then, unbeknownst at that time, I started having full on panic attacks at work. I was crying in the bathroom. I couldn't focus. Nobody could talk to me. It was absolutely terrifying. So, finally, HR intercepted, and I was put on a leave of absence and working with a good support system, doctors, psychologists, psychiatrists. We all found who Jackie was underneath all of that pile of just misaligned values. So it was not an easy task. Actually, I came across my psychiatrist report not too long ago, and in there it stated my burnout was so severe that he wasn't even sure at what how did he word it? Basically, to what extent I could fully recover from it. So from there and just with their encouragement, it was like, I cannot go back to that environment. And the craziest thing is, through all of this, is since I can remember, I have always wanted to be a stay-at-home mom with a business out of my house, allowing me the flexibility to be with my family, to like be my own boss. And that desire never went away. And so at that point in time, I hung on to the corporate world because it was a good ride. It was, good opportunities, good pay. But then once I got to just, my body's like, no more, absolutely no more.
Yeah.
And I would just say to anybody out there, like, if you are feeling that, you got to make that change. Don't get to that severe burnout because the recovery was really, really hard. It was worth it. I would do it again in a heartbeat. And so that was, I would say, the turning point, being at that train station, trying to convince myself that I need to get on that train to get to work, the panic attack starting, and then it just went on from there. So
Yeah, absolutely. I hear you. And I feel like there's so many moms out there that are where you were at your other job. And I think that's the purpose of this, is to share that there is another side, there is options out there, and that it's possible. So I guess the thing is, what do you love most now about being your own boss, and what do you do now?
yeah, so being my own boss, first things first is having that family time. I make my own schedule. My clients that I work with are phenomenal. They're also moms. That's my niche, is working with mompreneurs, because I really want to make sure that they don't burn out. So yeah, making my own schedule, family time, being home when my stepdaughter comes in from school, you know, summer holidays, we're going to take a little road trip tomorrow or go to the farmer's market this afternoon. That flexibility is just so good. And then not only from the mom family side of things, for me too, as recovering from a burnout, as recovering from coming out of the corporate world, kind of rebuilding my life in a way of, you know, my career doesn't define me anymore. That flexibility, being my own boss, allows me to do that. So now within my business, I am an online business manager. So I help mompreneurs who are balancing the work life and online business world, from just taking on the day-to-day operations, team management, project management, launch management, system implementations. Basically, where it comes down to is once you choose to become your own boss, become a mompreneur, you're going to also get into some tasks that maybe you're not so passionate about, and you started your business doing what you're doing because of a passion. So what my job is to take off those things off of your desk as a mompreneur, to give you that time to scale your business while doing what you still love so you don't get burnt out, but also having that ability to, you know, not let that mom guilt of putting on another YouTube video for your kid as a babysitter to overtake you.
I love that so much. And I think that's key is, you know, helping even mom bosses avoid burnout because, you know, most people who run these massive corporations have an executive assistant or has an admin or has help. And when you're running your own business, you know, it's me, myself, and I, right? And
Yeah.
so, and I am not a data entry person and I'm not a big like long range planner. I have an idea and I want to do it today and I want to run fast, right? And so I think that's the thing is, it's okay whether you're currently in a position that you are not happy working for somebody else, or you have taken that lead to start your own business and are ready for help. There's people out there. And so I love the services that you provide. And anyone that's listening can grab the links for your website and your services in the comments and encourage people to get help. You know, if you need a coach to help you get to the point where you're launching your business, you know, the Mom Boss Mentor is there. If you are already launching your business and need to scale it or need help for that day to day, you know, you're there. And I think that's the best part is this is a collaboration. This industry of being an entrepreneur or a mompreneur is it's an industry of itself. And it's a supportive industry and there's so much help out there. So you have to feel comfortable to say, I need help. I don't have all the answers. We didn't have the answers when we started out. There's a learning process for anyone that is making that transition. But know that one, you're not alone. Two, there's people that have walked your journey and have advice for you. So reach out. And three, there's lots of help. So don't feel like you have to do it yourself. So any final comments you wanted to share, Jackie, before we wrap this episode up?
Actually, you know what? You took the words out of my mouth to summarize it, you know?
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. It's all good. You probably said it way better than I could have anyway. So, but yeah, no, I would say that I totally echo what Kate just said. You know, there is a support group outside of the corporate world and we are there for you. And, you know, you'll meet people, you'll journey through it, you'll heal, you know, anything that's part of that transition, trying to create your new identity of being a mompreneur. And so I guess my last piece of advice, which is really important to me, is we all have a heart's desires. We all have a journey and a purpose on this life, on this earth. And so pursue your heart's desires. You deserve that. And if that mompreneur is in your head, you have these ideas, reach out to somebody like a business coach or, you know, another mompreneur to just see what the journey is, because life will be so much better. Those opportunities will come to you if you just allow them to.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you so much for your time. I'm so thankful to get to know you and to see what you are offering this world because it's such a special gift. So thank you so much. And for anyone else, don't feel free to subscribe and share because there's somebody out there that needs to hear this message. So thanks so much.